the great Tayler Bonecutter from Bonecutter Off-Road.
Okay. Another good one. What motivates you? So, motivation comes in waves, like highs and lows, highs and lows. There's days where like, I don't want to get up to go to the gym or go run or whatever. Like, I just rather lay in bed. It's nice and cozy. That is where discipline gets you through, because you won't always be motivated, but motivated is what gets you started. So what motivated me in the beginning and still continues my burn and my passion is to be the best that I can be and suffer through it and lead by example. Like, I set myself to a high standard, and I want to be surrounded by like-minded people that set themselves to a high standard as well. So my motivation comes from doing the work, grinding it out, and being surrounded by like-minded people who get it and push me to be better. And ultimately, together, over time, we can change a lot of things, make the world better, I would say. I feel like I'm in a very good position if I capitalize it on it correctly, as far as like reaching people and showing them the way and teaching them and growing them. And like, life is what you make it, and like, you should enjoy it by being healthy and like doing things that make you feel good and just having fun. So at the end of the day, what motivates me is just my love and drive for dirt bikes and being the best that I can be and taking those around me with me. That's what motivates me. Two-stroke or four-stroke, and which one for GNCC and why? What is your preference? So for me, my personal opinion, the first year I tried GNCC, I was on a two-stroke, and like in Missouri, we don't have the kind of stuff you see at GNCC. It's like we have like rock and like tight single track. Like, we don't go super fast in Missouri. And GNCC's, it's a lot of hard pack, a lot of ruts, and just wildly different things than what we see in Missouri. And so my experience on the two-stroke, it was tough, like super, super, super tough. Like, I love two-strokes. I'm a die-hard two-stroke person. I cannot wait until the day I get back on one. But for GNCCs, I felt a lot more comfortable on a four-stroke, so I made the switch to a four-stroke just to make sure that I was comfortable, I guess. And like, learning a four-stroke was super, super, super difficult. I started on a gas, and we put a get on it and kind of made the mapping to where it kind of was a little bit easier to ride, as far as like pulling out of corners and not having to build the power was just there. And this year I'm on a Sherco, and the power delivery, it's awesome, and it honestly doesn't have like a lot of back pressure, so it kind of resembles a two-stroke, like as far as corners, and then it's so light, and that's another thing what I like about two-strokes. So anyway, for GNCC, four-stroke all the way. Like national enduro or local events, two-stroke would be my preference. Hopefully one day soon. Alright, what got me into riding? I got into riding whenever I was 16. I was in school sports basically my entire life, anywhere from like swim team, basketball, softball kind of thing. And then softball and basketball were kind of my focus in high school, and my goal was to letter, basically. I just wanted that varsity jacket. Like, I just wanted it. And I did that my freshman year in softball, and I had an injury that kind of hindered me quite a bit in basketball. So ultimately, like, come sophomore year, I didn't play basketball no more, just softball. And so basically what it came down to, I love being active. Like, I just freaking crave it. I gotta be active. I cannot sit still. And whenever I reached my goals for school sports, I didn't know what to do, because like, I knew I didn't want to go to college to play softball. Like, that's just not something I knew I didn't want to do it. And at the time, my brother and my dad had been racing for years, and then my mom started joining them whenever the Moore Series came about. And the Moore Series had the best program as far as women racing in the state of Missouri, and in that time period. It's gotten better in other series since then, but anyway, so it was pretty friendly to new beginners, especially like women. And so my mom was doing it, and the whole family was, and it was one of those things where I had a dirt bike, but I never rode it. And I just woke up one weekend and decided, like, hey, I'm gonna go racing with you guys. And so I go to my first race, and I get second place in the ladies class out of like 5 or 6 women. And like, I just couldn't believe, because like I rode in the yard like twice, and I just went and raced the trails. And did I suck? Absolutely. Was it hard? Yeah. Was I out of shape for it? 100%. But I was like so addicted to how hard it was. Like, I just had to keep going back and going back and going back. And yeah, it's just like, I never ever would have thought how much it would have changed my life, because like now I race every weekend, and like dirt bikes are literally a large part of my life. Like, we have a dealership, and I sell parts and bikes all day. Like, it is what I live for, basically. So I don't know, it's just kind of crazy, and kind of shows like when you're young, you really don't know what you want to do. Like, I thought I was going to be working at the body shop with my dad, and like in the paint shop and stuff like that. And then I did that for 5 years, and then all of a sudden, like, one of my injuries, I had to start doing more bike stuff because I couldn't like physically work in the body shop. Like, I hurt my elbow and I couldn't move it. It was in a cast. So at that point, like, the bike stuff started getting busy, and so we could actually leave me over in the office to run it, kind of thing. And of course my dad made a lot of decisions, and so did my mom, so it wasn't like I was literally running it, but in charge of a lot of things though. So like, I went from body shop is what I'm gonna do to dirt bikes like almost overnight, is what it feels like. So just do what makes you happy. That's my advice.